then you run the game and I'll be keeping a lot. See, I don't talk about the shit, I keep it big with the block. Still treat her like a lady, keep it G in my spot. But the way she run the game is giving all that I got. I'm giving all that I got. She's getting all that I got. She's getting all that I got. She's playing games that you can't play. I keep it be my way, but baby, you gon' pay. Yeah, baby, you gon' pay. Hey, look. I see she switching up the game, man, she giving a lot. Man, I'm telling y'all, I got a baby right where I want. I see her falling for the kid, she giving all that she wants. Ay. She say I'm all that she wants. Ay. She say I'm all that she wants. Ay. She's playing games that you can't play. See, then I hit her with the food, like, girl, you got what you want. You ain't need to have to come around and play with the boss. You could've kept her in with me, but decided you won't. Ay, you're playing games that you can't play. I keep it in my way, but baby, you gon' play. I keep it be my way.
Good afternoon, my hatters. And today is a special Father's Day edition. I thought I'd try to work on this intro music a little bit better. That was Multiplayer by Ch3vy Jone's Topic. That's Chevy with a 3, not an E, and a money sign, not an S. I had a talk with him about a few weeks ago. We're going to do another collab in the not so distant future. So for the people who are, here and who will eventually show up here today, happy Father's Day. Now, me personally, I don't celebrate holidays, but I'm not going to tell people to not do it. Personally, I'm a firm believer that beliefs are important. That said, I hope everybody is having a good day so far. I know it's almost 9:30. I thought I'd start a little early because, Father's Day is a good day. It's a good day to be a dad, especially for all the good dads, all the real dads out there, and for stepfathers. Shit. Everybody deserves their day in the sun today. I think it's really, really important. Now, what am I doing up so early on a Sunday? Well, normally I'd be going out and going to have me going out to work my second job, make some money, all that good stuff. But I thought I'd do another live stream day. Now today was also planned, so let's not get it mixed up. Today was also planned. We're gonna be giving another interview, as it were. I just gotta get everything set up so that we can talk with the homie, right? Because it's gonna be a pretty good one. If I may give my honest, unbiased opinion. But I'm just getting the day started off right. I think that's what the best way I can say it. We're just getting the day started off right. So I had when he gets here, when my guest gets here, because yes, I got another guest today. It's gonna be good, and I definitely had some questions that I don't know. Some people would like an answer to. Some might not care for it much, but I figured I'd get into it as soon as possible. Try to get some understanding from the smaller guys like myself. But I'm gonna just be slow talking and stuttering while I get all this together, because y'all know me, I'm a build it while you fly type of guy. Just figuring it all out, right? Whew. So, as for being a father's goal, by now everybody knows that I made some questionable decisions dating, as far as dating is concerned. I've been parenting for over 15 years now. I have 2 kids of my own, as well as raising children that aren't mine. I guess you can say I wouldn't take it back, honestly. So, honestly, what I'm going to do, though, is just wait until my guest shows up, and I'll just keep talking into oblivion. Yesterday, and I should have told him yesterday when he was here. I was talking to a guy who is obviously a father, and I didn't get to tell him Happy Father's Day. So, Titus, if you see this in the not so distant future or whatnot, Happy Father's Day. And Happy Father's Day to everybody who's going to be joining in and watching in on this. Hopefully this one turns out to be a good one, like yesterday's stream, because yesterday's stream was a really good one. And I'll probably just tell people Happy Father's Day as they trickle in and say hi and stuff like that. So I don't know who's all in here. Thanks, cousin. I don't know if you have kids or not, so I don't know if to tell you. I don't know if to tell you Happy Father's Day yet or not. But definitely happy to be doing this live stream today, because I'm not gonna lie, I really started enjoying doing these things. Okay, so let's check this out. We just checked out. We just got a link from you. The Winston's topic. What's that, cousin? Is that a song? Oh, it is a song. Okay. I'll have to play it later. I'll probably play it on my outro or something. Oh man, what a day. So being a father, right? Obviously it's not a job where you expect things. It's not, I don't even consider it a job, honestly. For me, it's dumb luck, if anything. I will go as far as calling it dumb luck, because I find myself very lucky to be able to call myself a father. But that's just me. So bear with on that. Okay. And also at it, just gonna try to bear with me again, guys, because I'm gonna try to make an audience. Not one of the easiest things to do when you're a small content creator. Yeah, by far the hardest thing to do when you're a small content creator and you're trying to increase your following. That said, hey, we struggle streaming this morning, like always, but eventually one of these days is going to be to a point where I ain't got to ask people to show up and show out. They just going to be here. And again, that is something that I'm looking forward to. I actually enjoy, like I said, I actually started coming to enjoy this because it actually gets pretty fun, especially when I'm talking to people or I'm engaging with people. It actually, for me, it gets pretty fun. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on Facebook too. Okay. So yeah, back now, where was I? Oh yeah, back to struggle treatment, right? Because surprisingly, like my Lyft job, it actually is, well, to me, it's pretty fun. It's pretty cool. Didn't even think I would get this far because I know I tried to do YouTube like a decade or so ago, and it did not go the way I would have liked for it to go. But I thought I'd try it again. I thought I'd tell everybody about it, see how it went this time around. And quite frankly, a whole lot better than I thought it would go. So obviously this time around I put my best foot forward, tell people about it. Obviously I gotta keep telling people about it, keep going on and on. And it gets better. So, and hopefully that is what I do accomplish. I'm trying that is actually what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to be able to do this to a point where, I don't have to ask people to come check it out. I can, like I said, people will be waiting for me to drop the next stream, and then I'm off to the races. And obviously, I can do better. I can increase my following on other social media platforms. But I'm honestly, not what you would call the most socialist of people. I'm not really a big social butterfly. I just take this one day at a time. And hopefully, it gets it gets better day by day. All right. So hopefully people are seeing these and popping in. And if you do manage to make it in, pretty please with sprinkles, hit the like button as you come in. Hopefully, you know, you stay in and have a chat with me. If my guest doesn't show up, then I'll probably just make it a call in, you know, so I can talk to other dads for a little bit. Cause that'll be something cool to talk about. You know, I always, you know, like to hear how people are, you know, how they're parenting, because I can tell you right now, parenting on either side is easy, but parenting on the dad side, it has its own struggles. Just like parenting with, you know, parenting as a mom, it has its own struggles. But we're not here to talk about mother struggles. You know, that's for Mother's Day, and I am no expert subject matter on what it means to be a mother. Never will, because again, that is not my area of expertise. That said, hold on, did I? This is like for not paying attention. Yeah, so I am really struggle streaming today. Just one. Okay, so while I'm at that, I might have to actually start learning how to edit these quiet parts out, because I'm over here just talking to myself and I'm trying to do a whole bunch of other stuff today. And see, and that's why these streams be over 2 hours, because I got so much quiet time before I even get started. Okay, what was I? Don't stress yourself out about that. Just be happy to talk. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm just out here struggle streaming this pretty warm Sunday morning. So I guess while I continue to wait, I will play another song. Just play another song while I'm okay, I can't play that one because man, mess around and get a copyright strike or something. Won't want them problems. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just drop this one for now.
I'm from North Memphis, but we still ride the gold, so don't come around here tripping. Whole city got a glizzy, and you know they come extended. All this Twitter we fuck with is that little nigga on the grizzly. Some niggas on the block and spin your block about that 50. They walk it down and hit your body, make it do it gritty. Don't ever forget that it's up a party in my city. Don't come around unless you niggas really getting gritty. And they know it got some thick ghetto bitches in the city. The type to change your life, and now she stay away from the trenches. But her baby daddy still be more busy in the city. Them niggas out here hustling in the city on a mission. We get it how we live, I thought the boo from in the kitchen. Ayy, man. No, 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 no. Ayy, Hey, only God can judge me, that's why I'm strapped up in the city. I ain't ready to be judged, so he ain't finna get up with me. If a nigga wants to smoke, then I might send him on a visit. If you really from the north, you know it's bad to run the city. On your P's and Q's and keep your head up on the swivel. I'm trying to say it top, but you ain't even gotta listen. Ayy, you ain't gotta listen. Ayy, might not come from no Memphis, where we still ride gold, so don't come around here tripping. Whole city got a glizzy, and you know they come extended. All this Twitter we fuck with is that little nigga on the grizzly. I know some niggas that gon' spin your block about that 50. They walk it down and hit your body, make it do it pretty. Don't ever forget it's a fucking party up in my city.
Okay, that was Memphis by Ch3vy Jone. I had to, so hold on one second, cuz the one thing that he wanted me to do today was he wanted me to drop the link to his channel. And hold on, wait, I'm slipping right now. I'm slipping. All right, cuz I'm falling just a little too far behind. Hey, look, don't destroy me just yet, guys. Cause I know I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm slipping today. I know it's like way too early for me. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so here we go. All right, so thank you so much, Mom. Always a pleasure to have you on. Distant Sunshine, thank you so much. Thank you, Mom. Welcome in Black Angel TV. All of you guys are the best. If y'all can hit that like button for me before y'all disappear, I would be more than grateful. Also, because I was allowed to use that music, I have to drop that link in the chat there. And again, guys, hit that like button for me if you haven't already. Yeah, I actually had a talk with him like 2 weeks ago. So that was Ch3vy Jone's topic. One of the coolest guys that I've met when I was in the Navy. And of course, I had the pleasure of having a chat with him. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. So yeah, 2 weeks ago I had a chat with him. Y'all know last week I had the chat with Big Scheme. Yesterday had a chat with the champion Titus Racing, and we're still just waiting on our guests to show up. Like I said, if I can't get them on, then what I'll do more than likely is just do a call-in show. You know, see if I can't get some people to call in Oh shit! Wait, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, I gave it to the wrong person. Yeah, hold on. I'm supposed to send it to a completely different person. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, trying to set all this up is gonna be a real pain in the rear end. Either way, I'm glad all of you guys showed up. I'm grateful because I can tell you right now, yesterday's stream was really lit. I loved it, and I would like to have more combos like it. I would like to have more conversations like that, and just hopefully continue to be growing, and hopefully faster than I would, than I have. I mean, but I'll take the pace that I'm getting because that just means I'm doing something. I'm getting progress, and I think that was something that I loved about. There's something that I loved about doing this is progress, not perfection. I believe that was from what was that movie called? Can somebody name me that movie with Denzel Washington, where he was like a hitman or something like that? And he worked for the government. Okay. Equalizer. Equalizer. That's what it's called. The Equalizer. Yeah. Progress, not perfection. And so every day for me, I'm just trying to get better one day at a time. And hopefully I can rock this out in the best way imaginable, because I can tell you right now, this stuff is hard. Trying to get a following, trying to get a gathering, and trying to get everybody on it, it's hard. And I can tell you right now, if I'm lucky enough to have a really good following and I get monetized and all that good stuff, I'm definitely going to be trying to, put people on. I want people to succeed with me. It's one thing to have success, but I want to see people try to come up with me, because if people can come up with me, then I've definitely won. And why do I say that? See, because if I find success and I help other people find success on their own, and we all succeeded, I mean, what more can you ask for, right? Watching other people take home the gold is a win to me. I know that sounds strange and all that good stuff, but to me, that's a win. And that's really what my end game is. That's what my long-term goal is. It's just trying to get everybody else to win with me. Because I always hear people say it's lonely at the top, but if I get to the top and I'm taking people with me, it ain't gonna be so damn lonely. It's gonna be, as a rapper always said to me once upon a time, it's gonna be G-Real up there. And quite frankly, that is a win I will never walk away from. I'm getting a bunch of text messages right now about Father's Day. And the crazy thing is I don't even celebrate Father's Day, right? Nothing against it, but I do appreciate all the fathers that are out there. If my dad is watching or ever watches this, happy Father's Day, because I really do believe that fathers are important. I mean, you're not gonna, you really can't. I mean, you can, it's possible, but will you really have that level of success without your father? I can definitely say that would be up in the air. No father for me, that progress in life would be really up in the air. But because I have my father, we're singing the tune we're singing today. And I wouldn't have it any other way. That just works for me. All right, and see, and there's people coming in, they're showing love. I don't know how long to stand, but you know, I'm grateful for the people who are coming in. And as always, I'm grateful to have my moderator, Black Angel TV, on, as always, because she's amazing. And all the people who come in, show support, show love, all that good stuff, you are all amazing as well. Okay, hold on. I'm still trying to hopefully bring people in. I know they're gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy, like, why the hell is you saying this? Whew. Okay. Oh, no. Thank you. You are the real MVP in all of this. You know, this would not be possible. This would not be possible without people showing they love and support. I sincerely believe that love and support from everybody around me is why I'm getting somewhere. I could not do this. I could not do this without all of y'all. There is no Mad Hatter without all of y'all. Simply put. Okay. All right, now, where was I? I'm supposed to be doing a thing. And see, and I was out till midnight. It was like midnight last night doing my second job because, man, I was trying to make this money, and it was tough. Okay. All right. And since I'm still struggle streaming, and I am definitely struggle streaming, I'm gonna play one more song. Don't get mad, but I do like to support the homies, right? So that's definitely something that I like to do. So let's take another quick break while we jam out for a little bit.
MK. Big scheme, big bad, F-Fiend with a sticky man. Niggas hate, damn it sad, I'm a cool nigga, why the fuck you mad? I was broke, but the songs in the past had a breakthrough like a broken glass. Got a bad bitch, match your attitude, big titties with a fat ass. Dollar for dollar, don't fucking these models, we dressing in powder, we popping these bottles. My nigga, he fresh out the pen, trapping, back on the block, Lorenzo Tejada. He was talking shit and then they got killed, they screaming, who got it? You know that we shot him. Niggas always in competition with me, but these motherfuckers, they know that I'm hard. I was in the niggas selling these seeds, back on the block, now I'm selling these keys. Got a bad bitch, she down on the knees, hit from the back that she begging me please. I won't let it come, she say I'm a thief. She finally slow and fuck on my sheets, just got the calls, the back is in. I'm on my way, I beat it in 10. Block loaded up, these niggas ain't friends. Catch you somebody, you'll be your end. Hop in the car on the way to the stand, taking these chances to get this bag. If you ain't living for something, you die for nothing. Can't go out there with this sad. Showing out for a bitch on the flip. Can't be me, I'm chasing the checks. If you stay on your grind and stack this bread, you bitches don't eat it next. Pray to the Lord, you know that I'm blessed. When it comes to my baby, you come and correct. When it comes to the figures, I shoot me a nigga on life, my top of respect. Diamond shining all over my neck. Posting me a nigga like John Moran. She's going crazy, they fucking with me. Gotta play in the paint, Joel and B. She got my phone, she wanted it deep. She said she dripping, she ready for me. My pussy so good, she shoots up the feet. She jump on me like a dog in heat. Hit from the back and I'm slapping them cheeks. Bust me in this last time to eat. Keep them killers with me, so please don't fucking test me. 100 round drum for any nigga try to lift me. Just last week, that boy went bed, he a snitch. Found his body days later, riding in the ditch. Shit get real when niggas trigger fingers start to itch. You should've kept 100, now you die being a bitch.
Okay, so I'm back. Okay, I just have to take a quick breather real quick. Ray said, Happy Father's Day. Thank you, sis. Mike said, F them kids. Oh, yeah, I want that shirt. I actually just hit up Scheme about that because I forgot to ask him about it. So, hopefully I'll get some hear back from that, and I'll make sure that when I get one, you get one. And everybody, please don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, because I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna be here that long. It's y'all know my my streams tend to get a little bit long. Also, Mike Brown, yeah, happy Father's Day to you too. I hope my Maya is doing good today. You know, I miss my niece. You're gonna have to bring her back around some of these times. Y'all, you just hogging the baby to yourself and all that good stuff. But you know, crazy thing is I keep forgetting everybody on the West Coast here is probably still sleeping, because I mean, it's Sunday. I mean, what do y'all expect on these days? It's Sunday, man. Ain't nobody trying to be up this early in the morning. But I thought I'd try to balance out the time and everything, because of our time difference. You know, he's in a different time zone, so I thought I'd give a little early going. That way, we can all have that, you know, that moment, as it were. You know, we can all still be having proper timing and everything. Because I can tell you right now, if I wasn't doing this, like if I wasn't up doing this right now, I would be asleep. Well, no, let me not cap. I would actually go out and do lift for a few hours. And the reason I would do lift for a few hours is because I'm still trying to get my platinum status. But doing lift is, and there's a bonus out too. Woo! I'm so mad at myself right now. But it's okay though. Because to my surprise, actually, I'm actually just happy that people, people showed up, and everything is going good. That said, I want to introduce you guys to my guests this morning, and we're gonna get this live going for real. All right, so let me welcome in you. Well, I want you guys to give a good warm Sunday and Father's Day welcome to the homie DeMarco Csea, and let's welcome him in with open arms, everybody. All right, and that was a lot faster than I thought it would, because yesterday's stream was it took a while for him to get in. So,
okay,
Mr. C, good morning, good Sunday morning to you, my brother.
Peace, my boy. How you doing, man?
All right, and happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, because
bro.
Yeah, because being a father, like I said earlier before you came in, being a father, it is its own challenge, and I always say, being a parent is hard, period.
Right.
Being a parent, as a mother, I'm not an expert on the subject matter, but I'm sure it has definitely has its own difficulties. But being a father, that is its own tough job.
It's a never-ending job, like it's already never-ending as a man, but as a father with children, a family to look after, it's turned up, Super Saiyan.
So, all day, Super Saiyan blue with it.
You feel me?
So for those who don't know, it's pronounced C, right?
Correct. It is correct. I know it's spelled weird, it look crazy, but it's just C. People will get that after a while.
All right. So for those who don't know, DeMarco Csea actually designed all of my logos. He and as far as I'm concerned, I think he did an excellent job, because I use those logos as the covers to my live streams, and it is currently my profile pic on Facebook.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much.
So
glad to be of service.
So if y'all looking for a logo or some kind of
design, graphic design, logos, websites, just creative content in general, I try to hit as many of those pockets as I can. I'm just an artist out here, man, trying to make everybody there a little bit better,
Oh yeah, definitely. And so you have some content here on YouTube as well. Can you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, what I got on YouTube is I have a lyric channel, like a music lyric channel, where I design videos, lyrics, just something cool to do in the meantime, just to put stuff out there. But yeah, like I'm a big music guy. I really like lyrics. So when I'm doing a lot of computer designing, graphics and stuff like that. So I want to make YouTube content. So I decided to just try my hand at that. Few of my favorite songs, few songs that's trending, stuff like that. Just some good music, lyrics to go with it. Some simple. It's like expanding the portfolio.
Of course. And so for everybody watching, I'm dropping both channels in the chat right here, so you can go check out either one of them. Also, y'all make sure that if y'all, like I said, if y'all want to check that out, hold on. Is it cool if I put your Facebook down here in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
absolutely.
Cool. I just wanted to make sure I had your permission first, because
yes, sir. The YouTube channel is called Digital C Visual Versus. So
yeah, I got them both in the I got them both in the chat right there, and I'm gonna leave it in the description at the end of the video, and I'm gonna tag both channels. You also do stuff on TikTok. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, TikTok is more of just like either I'm creating a video just from like scratch my mind or something like that, or idea I had, or like a reaction or something like that, typically. But I do try to do like a lot of like video designs where I'm, whether I'm just breaking down a certain video or just, editing it somehow. That's usually what I put on the TikTok platform. Some shorter form content, obviously, short stuff is what rules the day. So just quick, just little quick videos, maybe a reaction to something that's on there, or a video that I made or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So you were are a follower of manosphere content. So how did you run into that sort of thing?
Run into what? Say it one more time.
Manosphere content.
Manosphere. Yeah. Man, it was, I want to say about 3-4 years ago, maybe. Right. Maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I was watching, I think somehow I stumbled. Oh, you know what's happened? I stumbled on Facebook. Matter of fact, the Kevin Samuels Average at Best video.
Oh man, look, I'm not gonna lie. That is exactly how it happened for me too.
That's exactly. Just scrolling on Facebook, and I don't even know why I stopped. Because he had the dim light and blah blah. But sometimes I stopped and I was listening. And I was like, this man is talking spicy on this app right now. You feel me? I'm like,
so for me it was okay. So I don't know if you saw if it was just the Average at Best clip where everybody had it out of context, but that's actually how I saw it, and I was like, who is this guy? Because at first I was like, why is he dissing her like that for no reason? And then I actually saw the entire thing because Abba and Preach had reacted to it. Okay. And he did the whole thing. So I was like, okay, there's the context. And then I saw that they had pinned Kevin Samuels' comment at the in that video. And so I would start checking it out, and I'm going video by video because I'm at work, and them videos is long as shit. So I'm watching ones where he's talking to guys, and then I'm watching ones where he's talking to people, and then I stumbled across the live stream where he actually talked to her, and now I'm going through the whole thing, and I'm like, okay, this is what's up, right?
Yeah.
So after watching it, I stumbled across other manosphere content creators like O'Shea Duke Jackson, Steph Cole, the lead attorney. All those people, and all those people I learned about from O'Shea Duke Jackson, which, by the way, I live in his hometown. Shout out Sacramento.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
wait. Quick question: were you watching Abba and Preach before you stumbled on the Red Pill?
Yeah, I had been watching Abba and Preach for years at that point because I never even knew about Red Pill content. Like I said, until I came across. Until I came across
the Average at Best.
Average at Best, yeah. Thank you, Verna. If you can hit that like button for me, that'd be great. Okay. So when you see manosphere content, are you all in on that sort of thing, or are there things that that you would disagree with?
I mean, it's a little mucky right now, I would say, as far as what's Red Pill, what's not. I do think there's a lot of misunderstanding of Red Pill content and whatnot. I'm not going to say I completely agree with everything because I'm not even sure if I know what everything is that, what people would encompass Red Pill content. But I agree with, let's say, like 90%, 95%. A lot of it's real straightforward, makes sense once you think about it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good on about 90% of it. I would have to really dive into a lot more of it to see if it's all all bad or all good, stuff like that. Moving my camera around.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, but most of it's pretty which
Okay. So do you believe that there are some parts of the Red Pill or Manosphere content that's what you would consider just a little too extreme? And because I want to give an example, right? Because the sisterhood, they always come in and they say that, okay, a guy's got to have this, that, and the third, and we're all like, no, that's just unreasonable standards. And then a man will come and say, hey, we want this, that, and the third. And do you believe that, some guys can, they can be in that realm of delusional as well?
Absolutely. And especially with like this content, it's dangerous for people who, for lack of a better word, are lazy. You get what I'm saying? Because they're like, I'll give you an example. I believe all men to be polygamous. You get what I'm saying? Like all men want more than one woman. It's designed into us, whether it's you want to have them or you just want to experience, whatever it is, but men want multiple women. But all men can't have multiple women because you have to provide tremendous value, you feel me, to the market, to these women, you feel me? And some men don't have the value, but in today's society, we're taught, you can have what you want, it's done to others. So a lot of men don't want to do the work, but want the end result of, multiple women, and that's a big problem because some guys can start to get that because they have some value, but don't realize how much value they need to facilitate that for multiple women full time. Like it's not just I'm gonna give her some this week and her some this week. No, you gotta be ready to please all parties, not just, sexually, but like in every aspect at all times. You gotta be, ready to take on that burden as a man because to have multiple women, you have to be able to provide for them equally. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing where I feel like we are a little delusional. Another aspect is like us wanting women to be, the traditional submissive, fit, feminine, friendly, but we aren't all the way in our frame. You know what I mean? We haven't established our foundations. We haven't really even grasped our true value. You get what I'm saying? But we still want what we want. And, of course, everybody wants what they want. But it's what Kevin says about, can you get what you want? You know what I mean? Have you put in the work? Have you put in the work to get what you want? And, today is, microwave society. I need the dopamine right now. I don't want to necessarily do the work, but I want the outcome. Big problem our community is facing. We gotta, put feet to ground, first before we get to going off in fantasy land. So
what would you say to those guys who have all those demands but are not putting in the work? And when you answer that one, go and go on that reverse and say in the same thing to the women who demand all these things, but they're not where they need to be that make those demands. Well, what would you say to both sides of that? I want to be equal about this, by the way, everybody.
Absolutely. For the men, do the work. You got to do the work. You got to get out there. You got to create something. You got to create your value. Unfortunately, men aren't born with the same value that women are born with. So you have to become as a man. You have to go out, build something, get a network, get some experience under your belt, because you don't have any, fresh out. I'm talking about 18. Typically, you're starting from there to build up. Whereas women, they're born with their value, you feel me, as in their sexual market value. When they turn, 18, they're getting hit on before 18, but when they turn 18, it's like the floodgates open. You know what I mean? So they have to be more discerning for the men that they're scouting, and they have to really just be more mindful of preserving their value and being more realistic. You feel me? A lot of women have inflated sense of self, you feel me, because we live in a believe all women society. So they don't necessarily know where they truly rank on the every woman thinks they're a 10. That's just it's just not possible. You know what I mean? So like they have to be realistic to where they, are on the list and go for what they can get. They got to be realistic. But, it's really hard to tell a woman who's been given everything since, typically day one to just, lower your standards, so to speak. It has a negative connotation to it. So.
Okay. So the manosphere gets a lot of flack for there's three things the manosphere gets a lot of flack for, and it always comes up to the issue of dating single moms, overweight women, and high body counts. So
You hit it.
So now those are just the main three things. Now, obviously, when you look at the manosphere, there's a wide range of things that are talked about. Some being self-improvement, increasing value, obviously, being a person who's game, who's supposed to have game and not being a family type. There's the passport bros. There's right, yeah. There's people who are trying to be educational and stuff like that. Okay, so when you look on Facebook and you see a bunch of guys who keep regurgitating the same thing, what do you think when you see those sort of things? When you see those sort of things, you know, they try to basically either regurgitate it or they try to put it push the narrative in their own image, and it's just like, do you have that like when you see those things?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a lot of miscommunication, like just confusion, misunderstanding of the red pill information in the space. Like it has nothing to do with, you know, hating women or, you know, putting women down or anything like that. That's people really showing their true colors, if you ask me. You feel me? Because we shouldn't, and it's not to, because my intention is never to put women down. It's just to bring awareness, you feel me, to certain situations and certain things that people may not be aware of, you know, because there is so much hidden about this information. You know, it's not readily available. People really don't understand information, and a lot of people don't care to really dive into, you know, what's really going on, the real dynamics of things. That just take surface level information and run with it. You know, like the red pill information is extremely beneficial to those who can truly internalize it and, you feel me, understand it. It's not, you know, to bash women. It's really to educate and uplift and to point out, you know, these things that happen that we don't know why they happen. You know, there's so much stuff that man and women interdynamics explains in life. You know, it explains so much about how we interact as men and women, and why, you know, it's hard for most men to just be around women, especially, you know, more attractive women, you know, without having that innate, you know, quote unquote, trying to sleep with her. You know what I mean? Like even in a workplace, this and the other, those things are underlying always. You know, we have to be aware of these things so we can maneuver properly through life. You know, and people just, it's not talked about, it's not taught, and it's what is taught is often misunderstood because people don't go into it to really truly understand. It's like, it's hot button topics. It's how can I use this to my advantage right now? But it's not, I want to say it's almost, sometimes it's taken in a malicious way. People don't know how to receive the information and, you know, put it to good use. They always want to see, well, how can I use this to my advantage to get something out of it just for me? And I think that if we think more about the collective and us as a whole, we get a lot farther with information, because it should never be to pit men and women versus each other, which I think it often is. The narrative is, you know, man versus woman, just on the other. It's you have to understand your role as a man and understand your role as a woman, and understand how we as, you know, men and women we work differently. You feel me? Yeah. I think that's a big part that we're missing, is that we work differently. It's the whole, it's called blank slate equalism, where it's like, no, we're completely equal. Everything about us is equal, and we should, you know, be treated as such. And of course, you know, we're saying, well, as humans, yeah, we all deserve the same amount of respect and love, XYZ. But as far as roles in society, there's certain things that you shouldn't be doing, certain things that I should be doing, and vice versa. Certain things that I was built to do, certain things that you were built to do. And we need to recognize that and, you know, move forward in that energy so we can have the most productive, you know, society possible.
Okay, so do you think that I'm sure you've seen some posts where you're just like, okay, this is out of hand. Do you ever see those posts and you're just like, and it's clear, there's just clear evidence where like this is actually a bash post?
Yeah, it's a lot of because I get a lot of flack on my my page for for like even addressing women at all. You know, like I address men too, but anytime I address, you know, women, it's always, oh, why are you talking about the women? And you always focusing on women. And it's not because I'm not trying to I talk to the men all the time, especially more in person. But even when I'm online, I'm talking to men. But I also know that talking to men is only going to get us so far. You feel me? We have to address the women because they're a very large component of us moving forward in a good space. You know what I'm saying? They have to be aware of what's going on. You feel me? And the luxury of being a woman is you don't necessarily have to. You don't have to know what's going on. You just don't. You know, you can be completely out the loop on pretty much everything and still get by pretty decent in life because that's not what men are valuing in women. You know what I mean? Like women value competence in men, but men don't necessarily value competence in women to know what's going on. You feel me? It's a plus, but it's not required. You know, so with it not being required, they don't have to do it. You know what I'm talking about? There is no burden of performance on them to where they really need to do anything. You feel me? And that's not to degrade them or to put them down or anything like that. That's just the reality of the fact. You know, they're born with their value. They don't have to. If that woman can sit down all day and still offers coming to her, you know, she could be as, you know, as blonde as, you know, as all outdoors, but still end up getting taken care of. You know what I'm talking about? It'll still end up, you know, going out to the grocery store, finding a man that's willing to, you know, literally worship the ground she walks on. So that's an advantage that women have, and that's why they don't have to be as cognizant of life, of what's going on, of how things work. You know, they're the receivers. You know, they receive everything. You know what I mean? So they're less likely to seek answers to questions. You know, they're just not as, you know, not as in depth to be like, oh, I need to go find out why this is. I need to go find out what men want. You know, they don't have to do that. Whereas us, I need to know what women want, how they want it, when they want it. I need to know, you know, how to do this, how to approach them this way, how to, you know, not to be weird. I can't be ticking when I'm out there talking to them, even though I might have a tick. I'm trying to, you know, but it's just a lot harder to maneuver as a man in today's society. I mean, I want to say period, but definitely in today's society, it's a little harder to maneuver.
Do you think it would be, do you think this sort of thing would be easier if social media didn't exist?
Absolutely. Okay. So social media not leveled the playing field. It really heightened the playing field because now I'm a firm believer that women have superpowers, and now you just gave them the Infinity Stone. Superpowers, bro. Yeah, women have superpowers. Being a woman is a superpower.
Right. Okay, so I mean, like, okay, so when I want to put this in a further context. Okay, so because, you know, with social media, it gave some men the ability to be able to meet women that they wouldn't meet IRL. Do you think do you believe that there's a possibility that men actually gain some advantages from social media as well?
Yes. And yes and no. Yes, because obviously, you know, you can see more women, you have access to be able to shoot your shot at more women, you feel me, and, you know, less time. But with women being the receivers and them having obviously the same access to, you know, these apps, it broadens their field 1,000 times more than it does ours. And if you're not, you know, the top 20% of men, it almost don't matter. You know, it's almost a disadvantage for the average man because they don't have a shot now. You feel me? Whereas before, if you were in Idaho, you could have got the local Idaho hottie. You know what I'm talking about? Whereas now you in Idaho and you're a regular guy, Idaho hottie is probably getting flown to LA, probably getting flown to Miami. You know what I'm talking about? So you don't have that chance of just, oh, I'm just gonna be a nice guy in my town, get a nice town girl, because town girls is on Instagram. You feel me? And there's celebrities and people with, you know, dollars swiping all day. And if they come across your girl, they gonna hit her with the Drake DM. You know
With that Drake DM.
With that Drake DM.
1 second. Okay. Mike, if you can do me a favor and leave both of y'all's links in the comments, I'll go give it a look, and I'll probably play one of them at the outro. I'll gladly do you that solid. Back to it. Would you do you look down on guys who would say, I don't know, date a single mother, an overweight woman, or a woman who's valued herself out of the market, or for any reason?
Not necessarily.
Be honest.
Right. Not necessarily look down. I mean, because the reality of the situation is most people either don't know, or most people, especially men, date what they can. You feel me? They date their confidence level, and they date to what they have access to. Because if you shoot your shot at the 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, and if you're not one of those top 20% guys, you're probably gonna get shot down. You feel me? So now, and in a way, I don't like that we would encourage giving people who need improvement the end benefit that they'll be looking for without having them improve. Meaning, if a woman does need to lose weight, and you dating her is not necessarily going to make her want to lose weight. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like you dating her is almost, I don't want to say it's a problem, but if it's not going to help her to lose weight, then it's going to be a problem, because what should happen is she should be overweight and she shouldn't get a date. And that should force her to lose weight so she can get a date. Not, I mean, for health reasons too, but obviously, that motivation of, right, you need that motivation. You need that, okay, I can't get this until I get myself together. You feel me? Like, and that's like, to use an example, like women having sex with men who bring no value to the table, or bring minimal value to the table. You know what I mean? That you're giving that man a reward that he shouldn't have. You know what I mean? Like, he shouldn't be able to get that without putting in tremendous work and becoming a truly productive member of society. But if you're giving bums, pussy, they're not gonna work. I can get the end goal without having to truly work for it. So why would I work for it?
Yeah, definitely. Because I've been pretty open about this. My first wife was a single mother, right? Okay. And as it stands right now, I have 2 kids. I actually talked about this on I'm sure Ch3vy the Misfit talked about it on his live stream some months back. And he talked about how he was living a pookie life, as it were, before he got it. No, he said this. I can't remember the video he said it in, but he actually said this. This is his words. Right. Okay, so if anybody come at him and try to say I'm dissing him, no, those were his words.
Right. No. Right. Legit.
I ain't never dissed the homie. All right. We're gonna make that perfectly clear today. All right. By the way, shout out to Ch3vy the Misfit whenever he decides when he does come in. That's the homie right there, right? But we talked about those 2 separate lives, and how we both made, I guess you would call it, mistakes, as it were. Mm-hmm. Because obviously that was not the person I should have married, and he was a firm believer that that was not those kind of actions that he took. But we had to live and learn, right? So do you think that as men, if we have already made those mistakes, that we should have to be in that low value state, just like how we deem, say, like a single mother, or one of the low value, the women we deem low value?
What's the question?
Okay, sorry about that. No, I was saying that, if do you believe that men who have made mistakes like myself and Ch3vy have made, do you believe that we would fit into the category of low value, like we would deem a woman who we would deem low value?
I mean, we're all, it's a journey for all of us. And like, I forgot what the stat is, but just off the top of my head, I would say, for lack of a better term, 90 to 95% of us, you feel me, are what they would label as simps at the when we're moving without this knowledge. We're just trying to make it. I'm talking about, we're trying to get a good woman, We're trying to, we don't know these dynamics. Red pill information, red pill knowledge is hidden. It is. I'm an avid studier. You know what I mean? I'm on YouTube. I'm in books. I'm an avid. I didn't find this information until I seen that video, and I've been on YouTube dives. You feel me? Like I've been down rabbit holes. So it's really a lot to get the knowledge and internalize it and understand it, and then put it into action. You know what I mean? And most of us don't. We were put behind the 8 ball. Raised by single mothers who were trying to do it all. They couldn't give us this game. Our fathers typically weren't there to give us this game. Don't have any real men around to give you this game. So we're moving with what we know how to move with. I've made mistakes. Most men have made mistakes because most men are just trying to make it, and we don't without the value that we're supposed to gain. We're playing a game at a handicap almost. Like so. No, I mean I don't necessarily think it's a low value thing. I mean it's a low value thing by default because we're born without value. We have to gain that. You know what I mean? So in that sense, yes. But I mean, other than that, it's a crazy part. Even for like women like being a single mother or having a child, it's not like we're not saying that you're a failure or anything like that. That's the result of what you had going on. You just have to move smarter about, having babies with men and what they got going on, stuff like that. But it's not to say the only thing that quote unquote lowers the value is the fact that you do have a human being here that has to be taken care of regardless. You know what I'm talking about? And if I'm interested in you, then that's what we would call quote unquote baggage that I have to, take into account for. Like, damn, she's fine. Okay, but she got 2, 3, 4 kids. You know what I'm talking about? And I know if I want to pursue her, I'm going to have to take care of them regardless. If she say, I don't need you, take care of my kids, I got my kids. As a man, that's just not how it works. You feel me? I'm bringing you into my family. This is my family. It's not you're my family and then you got kids. That's weird. That's weird energy. It's no, like if I'm dating you, I'm dating all of y'all. And that's, that's a daunting task. There we go. For a guy to take on, another man's children, because there's so many different dynamics that come with that are gonna hinder you from being the best version of yourself, typically, because now you're at the whim of her and her children. If you build a connection with the children and she decides to cut it off, you don't have any say so. And and what happens between your relationship with that child. So it's a lot more cons than it is pros, I feel like. But obviously, taking care of children is an honorable thing to do, especially if they aren't yours, is more what I'm saying. But it's still, it's just the unfortunate reality of, how the dynamics work, and us without, certain knowledge, we're gonna move, certain ways. It's about the learning experience. It's about the journey,
Right. So you mentioned us as men being born with a disadvantage. Can you dive deeper into that for me, please?
Yeah. Women are born with what men find valuable in them. Okay. Correct. They're born with their beauty, their parts. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we gonna keep it PG. They're born with their parts and whatnot. So they don't have to improve typically in any. They can walk out the house in a bonnet. And regardless if she bitchy or whatever, she's gonna get approached. You feel me? So she has her value in that sense. Whereas us men, we don't have the things that women typically look for at birth. You feel me? Which is status, money, physique, charm, game, all of that good stuff. We typically don't have that, fresh out the womb, or until we start building value in our, maybe mid-20s or late mid-30s or something like that. So we finally figure it out, start getting things to click, and we obtain those things that women find valuable in men. So it takes us longer to get to that point, whereas women off the bat, what do you call it? Their inheritance babies. You know,
Right.
they get their trust fund, you know, up front. You know, whereas we got to work for ours. We don't get ours till we 30, 35, maybe.
Right.
You know, so with that, you know, discrepancy, we're at a disadvantage already. So that's the whole. They don't have to improve. We do. Things just come to them. We're the one that have to go get. We're the hunter. They're the hunted. So they chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right. 1 second. What's up, niece? Yeah. Go ahead. Hey, yeah, that's one of my nieces right there. So you know, summertime comes. My sister dropped off her kids to me. And the funny thing is my sister, she's married, right?
Okay.
So, and 3 of her 4 children were with her husband.
Okay.
And they made something special happen now 8 years. And of course, if I've learned anything about marriage as a person who's been married and divorced myself, is for some sick reason, we just learn to, you know, we end up learning to hate each other, but at the same time, we learn to try to make things work. Are you married by chance?
Not through the state.
Close enough.
Yeah, but spiritually, I am.
Okay, so how do you make marriage work for you?
It's a fight, is what it is. I mean, it's really all about, you know, communication. You know, as the old adage says, you really have to, you know, communicate and communicate effectively, because I think one of the number one, if not the number one reason for most divorces, you know, people think it's finances or, you know, cheating. I think it's uncommunicated expectations. You know, people expect things to go a certain way, or they want certain things out of a relationship, but typically we have a problem communicating those things effectively to our partners. And then, so we expect them to be a certain way, they're not, and then we get disappointed. You feel me? And then that's when the breakup happens, because, oh, you weren't what I thought you were, or you weren't doing what I thought you were gonna do, even though I never told you that's what I wanted. You know, like, I want you to bring me water every night before bed. I didn't tell you, but I expect you to do it. And then we've been to bed 5 nights and never did it. Nah, man. You know, it's like just this a simple example, but it's like, you know, you want stuff, but you don't communicate it. And then when it doesn't happen, you know, you get upset. And I think that's a big part of why a lot of relationships don't make it. So communication, definitely one. Understanding, you know, understanding the male and female dynamics is a big part of, you know, making a relationship work. What are your roles that you absolutely have to adhere to, and what are her roles that she absolutely has to adhere to, and then what's maybe interchangeable, or what could be a little bit more relaxed, things like that. You know, I think communication falls into more categories than we know, because you have to be able to communicate effectively with your partner in every situation, through every season, you know, because that's gonna make or break, you know, even in the beginning when y'all getting together, communication about what you expect in a relationship, what your values are. Conversations most people don't have. It's, oh, you cute, you know, oh, I like how big your booty is, whatever. So we're gonna get together and we go on, you know, just keep hammering this thing out without no communication. You know, maybe if we fuck, then we'll, you know, get over it, and then we can last another 2 months. You know what I mean? Right. So Okay,
so talking about divorce, because I know this is one of the things manosphere content talks about, and they don't and they never dive deep enough into it. They just say, okay, 80% is initiated by women. But I made a video talking about the rise in divorce, and the descriptions you gave out two distinct descriptions. One of them being communication, and one where you gave a detailed description. Actually, the term you will be looking for that one is called lack of commitment, right? Mm-hmm. And lack of commitment, you know, meaning, you know, this is where we had our expectations in the relationship and marriage, and you weren't taking on that commitment. Now, obviously, these are unfortunate circumstances, but believe it or not, those things essentially lead to other reasons for divorce. For instance, abuse, infidelity, drugs, things of that nature. Now, drugs, obviously, I wouldn't chalk that up to lack of commitment. That's hanging around the wrong crowd. But but when you find this information and you realize that the manosphere, they'll tell half truths, or they won't tell the whole truth. Does that affect your understanding of their talking points in a certain way?
I mean, you mean as far as divorce goes?
Yes.
I mean, the narrative is, women initiate 80% of divorce for a multitude of reasons. And while I think most of what people say is correct, I mean, it's just that they have options. You feel me? Like they have options and no problem exercising them. And if you met, the unfortunate reality is, as a man, you're on a clock. You know what I mean? Like when they get with you, they give you the ball, and then you got 8 seconds to get across, and then you still got a 24 second shot clock total to get something done. You feel me? And that happens, maybe not every day, but maybe every week, every month. You're on the clock and you have to perform. I was just watching something today where they was talking about if a man doesn't experience unconditional love from his mother, he probably won't experience it in his lifetime.
Okay.
And I said, that's deep. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I said that. Yeah.
So do you believe that they just walk away willy-nilly?
Women?
Yeah.
I mean, to a certain extent, yeah. Because they have that ability to, pick back up whenever the world is their oyster. You feel me? Oh, you're not doing what I want. There's somebody else who's over there telling me that they, might do what I want. So I'm gonna go see what they're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, or, just they're providing more value here, this and the other, or whatever, that they have the option to leave. And typically they're still looking, because women are hypergamous, in the sense that they want the best option that they can get, and you may be the best for the second or for the moment, but if they can get another option that they deem better, they're gonna typically go for that option. And I mean, that's biology. That's, again, to understanding your makeup, your, how you work as, a certain human being, because they want the best, mate for them, because they could get pregnant. You feel me? That's a biology. I need to know whoever I'm with is the absolute best that I could get, because I run the risk of procreating with this person. You know what I mean? And it's going to take a large, amount of my energy, my time, my body. It's going to take a heavy toll on them. So they have to be cognizant of, I need the best person, because I'm going to invest a lot into this situation. You feel me? So that's why that's why they're so always looking in that sense. And the difference between that and men is, we may look, but typically we'll stay with, our woman.
Yeah. So, do you believe that all women are exercising their hypergamy, or is it just certain ones?
I think all women, because even quote unquote average women, you feel me, don't want to date average men. They're looking to date above average men. So most women are looking to date up, so they aren't, locked in necessarily to their current situation. Typically, they're a lot of guys are what we would call placeholder boyfriends. Like, they're here for the moment until somebody else walk past that the women deems have more value, or have something else that they want, or if they just tidy, they want something new, that they have no problem exercising the option, typically, in my opinion.
All right, so what would you say about those women who do stick around long term with guys who are trying to either increase their value, or they're not, they're not what you would expect out of a typical, or just women who have no problem sticking around with those average men. Do you think that those women are exercising hypergamy, or are they putting it on pause, or are they just content where they are?
I mean, a lot of women, I guess that's not hypergamy. It's more like, I don't want to say like wishing, like they're hoping that this guy pans out, or that he, becomes more ambitious, or he hits, or they hit the lottery. Like, let me stick with this one. Typically, if they see some potential in a guy, or he has some value that's hard to come by, those are the things that would keep them around against their better nature to move on to a better mate. You know what I mean? Like that. So sometimes they might stay in a situation if he's, providing, good sex or something like that, that they know he's not the best provider in different areas, and that's a unfortunate reality that we live in, because they have the option to kind of do that now. You know what I mean? Whereas before if you had sex with a guy, there was no like, oh, I'm just getting an abortion and get out of this, and dip and dodge. No, it was like you got you pregnant, you was having that baby. That's why our great grandparents XYZ had 10, 11, 15 children, because it wasn't the option to just get out here and to sleep around, so to speak. There was definitely more of a commitment back then, because we didn't have so much access to contraceptives and stuff like that, to where they can move around so easily in dating. You know what I mean? Like, and not to, and on top of that, we don't shame women for moving promiscuous nowadays. So that's another added layer on top of it. They're almost like free reign to do what they want.
Okay, so you mentioned shame, right? And we try to tell women that they shouldn't use shaming language. Why do you think that we should use such a double standard in that regard?
That's a great question, and I think it's because women have a great responsibility, and the fact that they choose the direction of the race. You feel me? That the men that they procreate with are going to be, the creators of the next generation. So if we don't shame women not to, date bums, or to, not have a high body count, then they're going to just, do whatever. And that's when you got them out here fucking, Pookie and Ray Ray, and then having Pookie and Ray Ray children, and then getting upset when Pookie and Ray Ray not doing what they're supposed to be doing. You feel me? We have to shame them. Oh, girl, you shouldn't be doing that with him, because you already know he's not going to take care of his kids. Go get you somebody who's, going to love you and take care of your children and build a good family, XYZ, or just not to be promiscuous, because promiscuous women typically are giving box to men who don't deserve it. You know what I mean? Because they're just out here fucking. It's not beneficial to them. We should shame women because it's not beneficial to them for them to just act however they want to act. You know what I mean? Like they need some type of reinforcement that your decision may not be the best for you, because women think with emotions. And sometimes that's not the most beneficial pocket to pull from, because emotions change day to day. So.
Right. So the thing behind the shaming language, right? Because when we go about trying to shame people, it ain't just especially when it comes to the manosphere and red pill. It isn't just the women that we throw shaming language to. We always want to throw the shame. We want to throw shame to men who are, So let's just get to it, right? Simp is a word that is thrown around very loosely.
Ooh,
and sometimes, and in some regards, most times out of context. Okay, and when I've seen a lot of people just throw around simp, I'm just like, so do you believe that simp is just basically a guy who refuses to treat a woman like garbage, or is there an actual description of what a simp actually is?
I would say because I mean, yeah, it's thrown around, you know, very loosely, and you know, people think, you know, if you give women any type of attention or, you know, gifts or anything like that, then it's automatically simping. You know what I mean? Like, which is typically, you know, you give them anything, any type of attention is simping. And I believe if you give women undeserved attention and gifts and things like that, that's simping. You give them, if you reward them without them having to do anything or earn it, then that's where the simpness comes in, because women don't respect things that they didn't have to work for. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you just give it to them, then they're gonna, oh, you know, if you just give them attention, they're gonna be like, oh, this nigga, he doesn't value his time and attention. And I need to be able to have the women want a little bit of a disconnect with their man. Oh, that mystery. Oh, what is he doing? Is he busy? Is he thinking about me? Blah, blah. Women internally, they like that to an extent. So when a man is just giving attention freely, it's like it's not valued by the woman. And that's when the whole, you know, simply you're putting her on the pedestal above yourself. And if a woman is looking down on you, she's not going to respect you. You know, that's just the unfortunate reality of how they're built, how their makeup is. They want a superior, they seek superiorism. So if you're not that and you're exalting them and they're looking down on you, they're not going to respect you. And that's when you become the simp. You're giving them undeserved attention, resources, whatever it is. You have to make them, for lack of a better word, work for, you know, whatever you give them. So they appreciate it, you know, not just because you want to be a mean dictator, it's because I want to be respected and appreciated. And I can't get that unless I'm making you respect and appreciate me by letting you know that my time is valuable, my resources are valuable. And in order to get those, you have to bring me some type of value, reciprocated value. I'm going to give you value, but you have to give me value back, because typically women are resource extractors. You know what I'm saying? They're professional resource extractors. They come and they get whatever they need from you, whether it's your seed, your money, you know, your status. They come and they can multiply it. I do believe in that. I do believe women can multiply whatever you give them, like, you know, children. But as far as them doing that without earning it, that's when the problem comes in, you know?
Okay. You bring up an interesting point there. So when you talk about those type of things, when you talk about your lady taking your value and multiplying it, is that something that you actually talk about when you talk with your woman in that regard? Like, you want her to, you know, take your value and multiply it? Is that something you expect to have in a relationship?
That it's something that I think, I don't know if it's conscious for you to think that, but it's something that, you know, we expect people to just, you know, you make me better, I make you better. You know, I'm talking about type of give and take. I don't think it's necessarily a conscious expectation, though, that they're gonna multiply whatever you give them. You know what I mean? Like, but it is definitely like in the back of your head, like, I'm gonna give her a seed, she's gonna give me children. I'm gonna, you know, bring home the bacon and she's gonna make it. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I'm gonna give her something to multiply. And that, you know, that's just one way that they would bring value. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
Okay, so do you try to correct people who try to use simp out of context?
How do you simp out of context?
Yeah, like, you know, like I said, like if somebody just disagrees with what somebody is saying, and all of a sudden it's, no, you're a simp now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it all depends on the kind. If you're calling somebody a simp and they're not a simp, then I would definitely be like, well, that's not simp behavior. You know, he's just doing X, Y, Z. You know what I mean? Whereas opposed to if somebody was, I'd be like, no, yeah, that's kind of Simpson behavior. So, but yeah, typically if somebody's not, I would try to, you know, let them know what the behavior is, because I'm all about people knowing what's going on, you know, why you do this, why they do that, you know, in the context of this, is that, you know, this situation, or is it not, you know, because people just throw words wherever they want to. So I'm definitely a believer in, okay, what's the context? What are we talking about exactly? And why do you think that, you know, why do you think that person is that? Like when somebody's taking care of their woman, you know, and giving her XYZ, and they're like, oh, you're simping on, you can't simp on your woman. You know what I'm talking about? That that's your woman. She's the one that you're supposed to be giving the time and attention and resources to. You know, it's the women who haven't earned it that if you give it to them, that would make you a simp, because they haven't earned it. They're not in the circle to where you should be giving them these resources, time, attention freely, you know, so.
Okay, so Russell Wilson gets a lot of flack from the manosphere for who he chose to be married to, have children with, and things of that nature. And we always say that he's the biggest simp of them all. But I mean, outside of what she does in entertainment, because at the end of the day, she is still an entertainer. Why is it that he gets the worst talk about it versus, you know, a lot of the other guys who have made worse decisions, but we give them a lot of praise?
Russell's in a very
special dynamic.
Man, like you dating Future, you dating Future's baby mama. You're dating Future's baby mother.
Okay, so my thing is okay, I get it. Okay, Future wasn't, or he isn't the greatest of guys when it comes to relationships. That's, I mean, again, everybody is, you know, everybody, you know, makes mistakes. And I mean, you and I have gone on record on saying that, right? You know, guys mistakes. Okay, but why is this mistake so special that no man should want to ever be with it?
It gets a really bad rap because, one, they're celebrities, you know, like, of course they're in the spotlight. Everybody knows, you know, a lot of stuff about them, you know. Two, they're celebrities. Ciara is Future's baby mama, so not only is she a single mother, you know, after Future, she has a kid, and her ex is Future. You know what I'm talking about? So that's those are all things that are compounding on top of the fact that he's seen as like a runner-up because he's not the tallest guy. You know what I'm talking about? He has a lot of money this and other, but he also it seems like he allows Ciara to kind of do what she want to do. You know what I mean? Like, as far as dressing how she want to dress, dancing how she want to dance, act how she want to act, and it's like, well, any man who values his wife is going to tell her, look, I want you to be happy, do what you want to do, but you're not going to be doing that, you feel me, in public, on stages, you know, or out, you know, I'm going to put a certain barrier or boundary around where he doesn't. And, you know, that's obviously to each person's particular preferences as far as what they want to allow and don't allow, what they feel they deem disrespectful in their relationship. But it seems like with him, he doesn't hold the leverage. You know, it seems like she's more of the leader in that relationship, and she kind of dictates what goes on. And I think that's one of the reasons he gets a bad rap, because she wasn't like that with Future. You feel me? When you see any interaction with her and Future, she looks like she loves Future. She typically isn't dressed crazy, but you know,
was dressed crazy with Future.
Was she? Well, I mean,
she was. I mean, she didn't. She didn't have. She wasn't wearing that dress that we all talked about at the Grammys, but she definitely dressed crazy.
Well, look, you might know more than me. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even follow Future and Ciara when they were when they were together. But I mean, also with her being, you know, a entertainer, a female dancer, this and other, she's gonna be dressed, you know, in certain ways. But you know, it's just it seems to be a certain level of like respect, and plus there's a bunch of like other things that go on with Russell and them, like the whole church thing about, you know, them quote unquote being Christians and going to church, and how it seems like that's him and not necessarily her energy. So that's one thing that I think people also tie into the whole situation of them being together. It's like, it seems more of like, oh, she kind of got with him and finessed her way into, okay, well, I got him, I'm locking him down, but I'm still do what I want. You know, that's the energy. She was just recently making, you know, like single girl type music songs, trying to make, you know, super sexy dancing videos. And it's like, everybody said, oh, you're a Christian, even though, you know, like I understand she's a musician, but you're it's dabbling in two worlds. And when you're in a relationship, you know, especially with this, you know, red pill content, it's like, well, what are you allowing your woman to do? And it's gonna vary for a lot of different people what you're gonna allow, your comfortability with certain things. Like I don't want my woman necessarily dressing, you know, half naked. You know what I'm talking about? Some guys are okay with that. You know, some guys are also okay with their woman having, you know, a higher body count. You feel me? Like, but I don't think, but I also think it's because a lot of men can't say anything. You know what I'm talking about? If they were to say something or speak out or to voice their opinions on certain things, then you're gonna get called the little dick energy. You're gonna be called the insecures. You're gonna get called, you know, all of these things that are made to shame men from correcting women. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so where's the same energy that we have for Russell Wilson? Where's that same energy for guys like Jay-Z, Kevin Samuels, and other guys who would either, you know, who have been married to women who would, because we all know, this is no secret, that Beyonce was married to Jay-Z when she made Single Ladies, and that was a hit song, right? We never had that. We never had that smoke for Jay-Z. We don't have smoke for Kevin Samuels for marrying a single mom, and he has mentioned it on multiple occasions. We never had smoke for Kanye West when he married a woman with a high body count. We never had smoke for Tom Cruise. Was it Tom Cruise that was married to Angelina Jolie? Or was that Brad Pitt? Was that Brad Pitt? Yeah, and we didn't have smoke for Brad Pitt when his wife was adopting all these kids. You know, we don't have smoke for all of these guys who do the same things, but we seem to only wanted to have the smoke for Russell Wilson. And the one thing that because Dontre gave me a different answer than I would have gotten from everybody else. And that was because he was a cornball or a Carlton type.
Okay.
But everybody else seems to want to say because it's Future's baby mama.
Right. I mean, Future. I mean, and that's another thing going against Russell Wilson. It's really more than one thing for him. It's the fact that he does come off corny, you know, so to speak. He doesn't come off as the quote unquote alpha type. You know, the more like the player type is, you know, what most guys aspire to be. You know, I want to have the option. You feel me? And, you know, Future has the options, whereas Russell, let's say he has options because he's successful, has status, but he doesn't have the options as far as sex appeal, I would say, goes. You know, he is more of the safe dad look than he does the bad boy, which women typically want, because it just comes with a bit of edge, a bit of danger, a bit of drama that they want. You know, he seems less dramatic. You know what I'm saying?
But Future has money and status too. So I don't think this would be much different if he didn't have money.
Future has a different like aura or energy. You know, if Future doesn't come off cornballish, you feel me? Like to somebody who doesn't like, you know, rappers or stuff like that, you might say, oh, he's a cornball. But typically, most people aren't going to say he's a cornball just because, you know, they're going, oh, that's Future. He gives off, you know, the superstar rock style, you know, type of image, whereas Russell gives off the, you know, the safe image. You get what I'm saying? There's like, and there's a reason women like the bad boy image, you feel me, that Future fits, and why the dad image is more safer and less desired typically by women, especially in their like prime years. You know, when they're able to have, you know, the top guy that they want, they're typically going to go for a Future guy more than they would a Russell Wilson, because he has the look, the edge, you feel me, the coolness. Girls just want to have fun, and Future looks like he's fun, whereas Russell looks like he's safe, you know, gonna take care of your kids. You get what I'm saying? Like,
but again, he is virtually on the same level, because, you know,
status and money wise, absolutely. It's literally just that edge. You feel me? He doesn't have that. Not only I don't want to say physical edge, but he just doesn't look the part of bad boy. You know what I mean? And women like the bad boy image. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think that's the only thing that would be working against him, because he's a football player, worldwide. World renowned. Got money, you know, status, all of that type of stuff. But like the consensus is he's a simp because he's safe. He's, you know, he isn't edgy. He doesn't have that dangerous factor that women typically, you know, like, because that dangerous factor for them is fun. You feel me? Like it's fun because they don't have a burden of performance to do anything in, let's say, a dangerous situation. They could just be there. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So there's this whole thing that I've been seeing from Red Pills talking about a woman wouldn't want you if she didn't have kids. Now, me personally, I believe that's a lie, because
wait. So you said a woman wouldn't want a man if she didn't have kids?
Okay, so there's there's guys out there, you know, if they were dating a single mom, like they would say like he wouldn't have her if she didn't have kids. Like she just waited to have kids before she decided to date a guy like that. Now, me personally, I believe that's a lie, because more often than not, and this is just based on observation, but more often than not, a guy doesn't know the woman he's with while he's with this other person. It's not like he pursued her and then got rejected, and then after that relationship didn't work out, after having a kid, she decided, okay, I'm gonna give you a chance. To me, that's incel porn. But because I don't believe that is usually the story of most single mothers who do find love and happiness. But can you tell me? If you believe that that's a thing or not?
If what's a thing? Can you explain it?
If a single mother who did find love and happiness wouldn't have been with that person had she not had children or not?
I wouldn't necessarily believe that. I do think that once a woman has children, if she's, you know, serious about being a mom, then her priorities do change a lot, and that women get more serious, you feel me, once they have a children. Because before, it's like, okay, what are we doing with honeymoon phase, high school love, this, that, and the other. Women carry that for a long time, and that's why they get in so many just random relationships, because they're just in relationships. But when they have a child, it's like, okay, I need somebody that's gonna provide. You know, I got to get serious about, you know, taking care of me and my child. You're not trying to take care of me and my child, or I can't entertain you. You know what I'm talking about? They get that energy after they have the child, whereas before it was more free. You feel me? So I would say that's kind of true. As far as them maybe not dating a certain guy, because are you familiar with Rollo Tomasi?
I am.
Rollo's whole thing about his thing about alpha fucks, beta bucks.
Mm-hmm.
With that, yeah. So it's like after they fuck the alpha, you get what I'm saying? Because that's who they're typically attracted to in their younger years, because they have access to all the guys. So whoever they can get that they deemed alpha, they're with those guys. And once they have the children, those type of men typically aren't going to be around to take care of the child. So they're looking for somebody who's going to be more safer, the dad type. Okay, I know I can, get him to take care of my children, provide this, that, and the other. Whereas the other guy who I was having sex with before, who left the child, isn't fitting in that category. So I think that subconsciously that they do, like even consciously, they're like, okay, I need a provider. I need a man who can, who can make ends meet, who can, give me the things I need to have a favorable outcome for my child, whereas before they're not thinking about that because they don't have children. They're young, wild, and free. So, I mean, I think there's definitely a bit of a give and take on that, because it's possible that they could be looking for, let's say maybe not the safe guy after they have a child, but typically they're going to want some type of security, and most dangerous guys aren't going to provide that security because they're living a dangerous guy lifestyle. You feel me?
Okay, so why would you think that they're intentionally going after somebody who is not gonna go, who's not gonna be a good father, why would you think they would choose somebody to have their child with that obviously not be a good father, and instead use their hypergamous their hypergamy to already pursue the safe person in the beginning?
Because women are attracted to the dangerous factor, and they also think, a lot of women think, I can change him, he'll change for me. Once he has the child, he'll be like, oh, this is my family. Women have a lot of delusion in that area about, what's going to happen once they get a man that they want to be with. They get with the quote unquote alpha, and he's typically a player, somebody who's fucking everybody around. So they think that, I can lock him down, I can make him want to see. Women tend to ignore the red flags, you feel me, for somebody that they want to be with. You feel me? If they see, oh, we look good together, I can see a future with him, or he took my virginity, or I'm already, connected to this guy. They create a whole world, you feel me, with them and this person, and they have a hard time letting that go sometimes, because it's the fantasy, it's the Disney fairy tale of the prince, so they have to maneuver that with getting somebody to provide for the child after they have it. You feel me? And they compensate with the dad guy because they can't get the alpha locked down, typically. You feel me? And that's especially nowadays with there being no what they call it, desegregated marketplace or sexual marketplace. It's like people fucking whoever, I'm talking about, like it's people who shouldn't be fucking, lower people, bums, whatever, fucking women that they shouldn't be fucking, and XYZ blah blah blah. So there's a mix in that sense. And yeah, I mean it's hard for women not to go after what they deem fun and exciting, and then try to change them in that sense, and then get whoever's going to take care of the child after that. It's hard for them not to have that balance in today, because they want the alpha. They want the alpha to be with them, but the alpha is not going to be monogamous to them, and that's what they really want. You feel me? So they try to get the monogamy from him, but when they can't, they'll settle for the guy who can provide for them, who's maybe a little bit below his level to them.
Okay, but wouldn't the alpha be because in nature the alpha is supposed to be the provider? So why would the guy who is not worth it be considered the alpha?
The guy, you mean the first guy she fucks, who she has a child with?
Yeah, why would that guy be considered the alpha, despite the fact not calling himself being a provider? Because as a single dad myself, I don't see like this, and this is just my opinion. As a single dad myself, I don't see something. I don't call myself just dropping a child and then all of a sudden I'm not taking care of my child because I'm not with the mom anymore. And there's, because that's the and we'll get into this in a bit, but because I hear this all the time. If you're not with your baby dad, you was with a pookie, and he's the real alpha because now you're trying to find somebody else to take care of these kids. But here I am, I'm a single dad. Yes, I had been married before. I had 2 kids with 2 different women. I don't see myself as a pookie or an alpha male. I just see myself as a person who failed in 2 relationships with the women I had children. Mm-hmm. So and the reason it gets to me, even though it shouldn't, it gets to me because I'm in a category of men who aren't men, and so it does kind of get to me, because it's like, I am there for my kids. I'm not, and my youngest child's mom was just in a relationship last year. He wasn't taking care of my kid, so it was like, so it's like, how is it that the guy who makes the kid is the alpha, he's the guy, but the person taking care of the kid is the beta provider?
I don't think it's so much about when it comes down to being the taking care of the children, because obviously if a man should take care of his children, I think when you talk about alpha and beta, it's more of just like the archetype of attractive versus the secondary option as far as, you feel me, as far as women go. You feel me? Their first choice is typically going to be the taller guys, the guys that's more in shape, the guys with more money, this, that, and the other. Now, what I would say is like in, let's say, a future Simpson case, or like somebody who has money or whatever, or status, or whatever it is, whatever value that they provide, the women typically want to be with that person, but they want to be monogamous with that person. Right. And men of that status typically aren't going to be monogamous because it's not in our nature to do so. We don't want to do that. So, and those men have the ability to be honest, whereas most men can't, because then they wouldn't have sex. You feel me? So those men can be honest and say, hey, look, you feel me? I can provide for you and your child because I'm future, but you know, there's going to be other women around. You feel me? And most women, pride is too high to take that. They're like, no, I need to be the only one. And if I'm not, I'll take me and my child and leave. You feel me? And that's typically what happens in those situations. And obviously, I'm a family man. You feel me? I've always been a family man. I've always been a relationship guy. I've never been like a player or anything like that. I always knew that I wanted a family and to be able to take care of my family in that sense. But if the woman that you procreate with only wants to be the only one, and she has, you know, pretty much 100% autonomy over that, then there's nothing you can do as far as getting her to stay, other than compromising your relationship goals, which might be to be with more women because you have the resource to do so. You feel me? Right. Women typically aren't going to go for that off that, especially if you haven't communicated and sold a specific relationship with them to where they understand that, you know, yeah, there are going to be other women, but I'm not going to lose out on this relationship with you. You know, I'm not going to be the back burner or the second wife, or, you know, it's not going to be that type of relationship, because that's what it's really hard to do, honestly. Like it's really hard to have more than one woman and give them equal attention and resources, which is why polygamy is not for most men. You feel me? Most men don't command the resources or the attention or the respect, or they don't even have the mindset. I think it's also about mindset. You have to be, you know, on a, you know, like on some kingly, you know, some empire building type stuff to be able to facilitate that type of lifestyle, because it's a daunting task. Having one woman is a daunting task, bro. You feel me? Could you imagine having 2 or 3 women? You feel me? You have to be a certain type of man to get these women on a certain type of program, because other than that, you're going to be fighting the wall every day. You feel me? Because that women are extremely, I think we underestimate how powerful women are, you feel me, in a multitude of different ways. Like I said, they are superheroes walking around, and they have superpowers. I think we underestimate exactly how much influence they have over a situation. You get what I'm saying? Like, as a man, it's your job to, you know, set the foundation, this, that, and the other, but women, they're like water, come through with a wave, wash all your shit away. You feel me? You have to be, you have to be stoic as a man. You feel me? Because women are emotional. It's always a tornado, you know, going around you. Or you have to be able to stand there and be like, hey, let's calm down. Let's get this straight. This, that, and the other. And if she's a good woman, she'll be able to be like, okay, I get what he's saying. I know that he wants the best for me, this, that, and the other. Another one of the biggest reasons why relationships aren't working today is trust. Women don't trust men to be able to provide and provision for them. You know, women don't think that men can lead, which in their defense, most men can't. You feel me? That's another problem. Another problem that us as men have, and that's another reason why most men aren't meant to be polygamous. You have to be a good leader, a great leader. You feel me? You have to be able to facilitate information and to, you know, manage different energies and feelings and shit like that. And on top of the women, the children, the household, your business, it's not, you know, a fly by night, something that you can just pick up. You got to be in it. You got to be seasoned. You got to be ready to take on those responsibilities and build that type of empire. Most men are not ready for that.
And the men that are, shouldn't they be considered the alphas?
I agree. The men that are ready to put on those roles should be considered alpha. And when I say, and I don't necessarily think that they aren't alpha. Like I said, when I was talking about alpha and beta, I'm talking about in the context of women's attraction. You feel me? That's what I mean when I say alpha and beta, because like you said, like you're a provider male, somebody who's taking care of their children. Me and you, we're alpha. You feel me? We're taking care of our children. We're trying to make sure that they have the best life, trying to do the best by them. I would consider that alpha. You feel me? When I talk, the only time I'm talking about beta is in the sense of what women find attractive, in that the dangerous and then the dad sense. You feel me? Because those are typically two different energies, and that women are picking from. I don't think that that's overall. I think I forgot his name. It's like Michael Sartain. I don't know if you know who that is.
I've never heard of him, no, but I'll look it up.
Yeah, he does. Him and Rolo, matter of fact, they do a podcast called Access Vegas, like once a week or something like that. Very intelligent, knowledgeable guy, really into the science of things and how they work. But he was talking about the idea of being contextually alpha. You feel me? In a certain context, you could be alpha. Like at your birthday party, everybody's looking at you, everybody's looking for you, everybody's trying to find out you. You're alpha in that context. You feel me? But if you go from that situation to, let's say, a concert with Chris Brown, everybody's focused on Chris Brown. And that he's contextually alpha in that situation, even though it was your birthday party and you were just alpha. You feel me? So it's not, I don't think it's a blank slate, or if you're alpha in the beginning, you're alpha in the end. You feel me? I think that it can be a little bit fluid, because typically when we're speaking about alpha, we're speaking in the lens of women, you feel me, and how they mate select, or in just the hierarchy of how men rank each other as far as, you know, resources and status goes. You get what I'm saying? Right. Those are the things that break up what an alpha and a beta is. I don't think it's just a blank, oh, you're doing this, you're beta, you're doing that, you're alpha, no matter what. You know, I don't think that personally. I think it definitely depends on the situation, you know, because taking care of your children is alpha. You feel me? Taking care of somebody else's children would be considered beta because they aren't your children. And in the natural world, it's like it's seen as a disadvantage. You feel me? I'm not raising my own seeds. I'm raising somebody else's seeds. You feel me? Even though that's let's say that we can call that an alpha act. You get what I'm saying? To do that, to want to do that. You feel me? That's what
I would deem that pretty honorable. Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, and that's why, you know, stepdaddies and things like that get so much praise, because that is an extremely honorable thing to do, in the fact that you're taking on somebody's lineage. You feel me? Like, and you don't have, like, it always come back to the you're taking care of some child, and the real problem with the whole single mom taking care of somebody else's children is that you don't have the leverage. You get what I'm saying? If I'm taking care of a woman's children, typically she's not going to allow me to discipline them the way they need to be disciplined, or maybe talk to them a certain way, or do certain things. I'm only like a bubble provider. You feel me? I'm giving all of the resources and, you know, time, whatever, but I don't have any say so. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's all the responsibility without any of the authority. You feel me? Like, and I think that's one of the biggest problems where we come into dating single mothers, is that a lot of them don't give the man the trust to say, okay, you're providing for these children, you're responsible, you also have the ability to the authority to, you know, discipline these children how you see fit. You feel me? That's a big barrier that I think that we have in that type of situation.
Okay, so now people know that I always like to challenge the narrative in one way or another. I question it, or I'll use my own experiences. Now, this is just anecdotal at best. I don't know if this is a broad thing or not, but here's the thing. Okay, as I've stated, I married a single mother, right? And despite the fact that we've been divorced 8 years now, I still take care of the children in question. And one of the things that I had told my ex-wife, shout out to you, baby mama number one, because both I tell people this all the time. Hey, both my baby mamas watch this. Okay.
Yeah.
Both my baby mamas watch this. So you know, they, you know, I don't I make sure that, you know, I come correct, but at the same time, they, you know, I give the whole truth, right? So when my then wife came to me and said, okay, well, she's having an issue and I need you to take care of it. The first thing I told her is okay, but you have to understand something. I'm gonna do this my way, you know, and she did not, and she didn't question it. She knew my methods and she knew what I was about, because when we had our own child together, she knew that's, hey, y'all little niggas, shut up in there.
Got to get them right. You got to get them right.
Yeah. Those is my nieces in there. But I told her I'm gonna do this my way. You know, if you're gonna have me raising this child, it's gonna be done my way, not your way. Because if you want it done your way, you wouldn't have called me. You know, and I'm a man of results. And I tell the same things to not just my ex-wife. I told that to my other baby mama when it came to when it comes to her other child. I talked about that with my sisters, with my sister and her child, my brother with his child. You know, like if you're gonna have your child in my care, they're gonna be disciplined the way I discipline. Just like if my kids are in your care, you need to deal with them the way you deal with them. If I didn't trust that you could take care of them the way that they need to be taken care of, I would not deem you fit. I wouldn't deem you to be around them. Now, before I move on, we had a comment from my moderator, Rail. He said, true, yet I also heard they are attracted to guys who favor their fathers. They are looking for men who favor their father's personality. Now,
I don't necessarily disagree with that.
Now,
but how many women know their fathers or know who their fathers truly are? I mean, that's a bit touchy.
It's a touchy subject for the simple fact that there are women who don't know their fathers, and there are women who do know their fathers, and they have this thing where they're drawn to someone more like it. For instance, my sister, obviously, we know our father. Our father is still alive. Believe it or not, the very desk that my laptop is sitting on belongs to my father. He hasn't came and pick it up yet because he moved out to go be with his fiance, and and I love my pops to this day. You know, my pops actually, my dad raises me right now. I'm 36 years old. He raising me right. Excuse me. What in the bloody tampon do y'all want? Get in here and say hi to America real quick.
Hi to America.
Hi, America.
Hi, America. Okay,
Hey,
all right, beat it. All right, get some cereal, and y'all better not touch my damn cakes. Okay, look, they got all their damn.
Wait. Hey, that remind me of Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac, come say hi to America. I get out.
That's exactly where I got it from. That is exactly where I got it from. Whatever it is, the answer is no. Beat it. Because if you touch my damn checks, I'm gonna take the fingers you touched them with.
Off.
Wait, what?
Off.
No, you can't have none of my damn Crave. That's my Crave. Trying to take my damn. You see that they trying to take my whole life force.
I'm trying to tell you, but what they do. It's what they do. Back to the task at hand. So when my sister actually was married to a man who was basically like my father. Very, he's very stern with his kids. He's very strict and to the point, and very annoying about certain topics. Okay, I can tell you right now, my dad annoys the shit out of me when it comes to certain things. It's like, this is useless information.
But at the same time, you know, he gives a damn. And I'll never take that away. I'll never take that away from my brother-in-law, and I'll never take that away from my dad. You know, and now what they go through behind closed doors is neither here nor there, and none of my business, because I don't want to be part of what the fuck they go through in their home, right? And, you know, and I say the same thing about anybody, you know, when it comes to a relationship, because I mean, I'm not there.
Yeah,
I'm not there, so I don't know. So when it comes to when it says women are attracted to guys who favor their fathers, that's a wishy-washy thing, because there's just too many variables, too many unknowns.
Not having their fathers, some women want the opposite of their father. You know, some people, you know, like, so. I mean, it all depends. That's a good, you know, good question though. Good topic or statement. What I'm say.
All right, so switching. Damn it! Hold on 1 second. Crisis. I got to remind myself to build it while you're flying. Rob Johnson came in and said caps, by the way, but I got to still get all this back in. Damn it, I done goofed it, y'all. Okay. All right, hold on. I got this.
It's time.
Okay, hold on. Wait. Okay, wait. All right. Crisis averted, everybody. So Rob Johnson came in and said, "Cap, hit the like button for me, Rob. That's the homie right there." While we switch them gears, I want you to tell us why it's Cap, because I think we need to completely understand the context of what you meant. Cap. What do you mean? What do you mean? What's Cap? Everybody knows what's Cap.
No, I'm saying, like, what is he saying is Cap? We saying
that's what I'm saying.
We saying women liking their dads is Cap, or wanting their dads is Cap, or what is he saying is Cap?
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So what I'm asking, Rob, is what in what context are you saying Cap? Like where is the cap so we can stop it?
Who's capping? Why? What is cap? What are we talking about? Who's the capper?
Well, yeah. So while we wait on that answer, we're gonna switch gears real quick here for also Rob. Happy Father's Day. Rob is a former Marine and a former semi-pro football player, and he is also a music producer. So
dope.
Yeah. So I got homies in different spaces, in different places, and I can tell you right now, I do love expanding my my circle
network.
My network. Thank you. So switching gears here, we're gonna go into Father's Day, because we spent a lot of time on manosphere content, right?
Yeah, you know, it's deep.
Yeah. So as a father, like what is your biggest challenge as being a father?
Biggest challenge of being a father.
Look, and I've asked this to everybody I've interviewed so far.
Yeah. Biggest challenge of being man, it's really to just to keep going and be consistent. To be balanced, to be, that stern force and that structure that they need as, children, but to also, still be, in the moment and loving, because I'm a workaholic, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get work done because I want the best for my family, but I also know that I have to be present, for them. Because I don't want there to be, oh, your daddy was working and we're successful, but I didn't really get the relationship that I wanted with my dad. You get what I'm saying? I don't want those conversations to come up later. So, and like I said, I've always been a family man. So I'm really big on spending time with the children and, maybe doing activities, going outside, or just, having them creating those small memories with them at these. I have 3 children, 2 girls and a boy.
Right.
They're 3, about to be 4, 2, and about to be 1.
Okay.
So they're all very young. So I'm really into, you know, just making sure I create those small moments with them while they're young, so they, you know, have those happy memories. You know, we're still trying to balance that with making sure I, you know, lay the foundation, keep the order. You know what I mean? Like make sure I'm making them understand the ramifications of their decisions and stuff like that. Even at a young age, my oldest is 3, but she's really intelligent and really observant. So I have to be, you know, I have to be on it to make sure she's seeing a good example of love between me and her mom, and that I'm still talking to her so she understands things early in life. Because I don't want to have those super late conversations, especially with her being so intelligent. I want to make sure, you know, nobody else is feeding her any type of, you know, false information. So I'm talking to her about anything, any and everything that I feel she's ready to comprehend. And I might even throw some stuff in there that she might not, you know, she may not fully comprehend now, but she's at the age where she's repeating things and she hears things that we don't even know she hears. So I'm making sure when I'm talking to her, it's intentional. When I'm talking to her mom, it's intentional. When I'm talking to anybody and I know she's around, it's intentional. So I know that she's not getting these bad habits from me, because the world is full of bad habits. You know, the world is full of bad influences and, you know, terrible habits. So me just trying to, you know, stay consistent and keeping that structure and foundation with being present is the balance I'm kind of in right now.
All right, being that you do have a mixed bag when it comes to children, do you plan to raise them differently? You know, like, you know, have things that would favor your son versus what you would do to as far as raising your daughters are concerned?
Absolutely. Only because men and women are different, and you know, my son is going to have to contest with things that my daughters aren't. You feel me? Like, my son is going to have to become as a man. He's going to have to build value. He's going to have to know different things about men, what men are, what men aren't, what women are, what they aren't, how we interact, this, that, and the other. And like my daughters are going to have to know those things as well, but it's not going to be as daunting on them because they have different lessons to learn. Women need to learn how to be with and take care of a man, whereas men need to know the opposite, obviously, how to be with and take care of a woman, what your role is as a man with the woman and in society, period. You know what I'm talking about? So he's going to have to know that. I'm going to tell him, like, you're going to be working, bro. You're going to be working, putting in work, and not just, you know, like just regular work, but like expanding, growing, gaining knowledge, gaining physical skills. You have to do a lot of building in your early years in development, whereas my daughters are not going to have to do all of that. You know, they're not going to have to do no physical labor or no blah, 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 because their whole upbringing is going to be more towards learning how to do the things that a woman should be able to do, you know, without any what am I trying to say? Not complications, but just any problems, any issues, just, you know, things that would benefit a man in the end, because that's what she's going to be looking for, a good man to take care of her, take care of them. And whereas my son is going to have to go out and do more fighting to get his place in the marketplace. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's place is pretty much set. You feel me? Like when they turn 18, their floodgates are going to be open with, you know, with the attention. Whereas my son is not going to get as much attention because he's a man. He has to build value. His is going to come a little bit later. And that's a conversation I'm going to have to have with each of them differently. Hey, you got to be more aware of preserving your value because everybody's out here trying to get it. And my son, you got to be, you know, really adamant about creating your value because you don't have the same level of value that your sisters have. You feel me? Just because they're women. You feel me? He has to be cognizant of that at a very early age, and you know that's gonna be one of my burdens, and make sure I explain that to him correctly, so he isn't overwhelmed by that, but he knows this is a part of the journey. This is a part of me, you know, becoming a man and having a worthwhile life. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's definitely going to be different in that sense, because we do have different things that we're going to need to focus on for us to optimize, you feel me, our potential as humans. So
okay, so when it comes to your son, you know, you obviously you said you were going to teach him to learn to build his value for the future. Would you be okay if he actually found that one before he reached his top place in the market?
I would definitely advise him to, you know, take it slow. If anything, I mean, you can't help, you know, what happens when you get out there, but I would definitely advise him to take it slow and be extremely intentional with anybody you're deciding to possibly, you know, build a life with, because I have to instill in him and all of them that the person you choose as your partner is probably the most important decision, you know, you're gonna make, because if that person isn't on your program, or you know you haven't communicated effectively what you all want, it's going to be a war zone. It's already a war zone, but it's a war zone where y'all like speaking two different languages. You get what I'm saying? So I have to, you know, let them know that it's a different language being spoke, and y'all have to come to a happy medium before you get, you know, too deep into the situation, because you could hurt yourself like that. You know, so I don't want him to make any unnecessary mistakes. You know, like how we're talking about, we both made mistakes. The mistakes are going to happen. So I don't want him to make any unnecessary ones that he can avoid, you know, that could potentially be catastrophic and, you know, him building his value. You get what I'm saying? Because it could all be taken away in one wave. You feel me? One wave and it's gone, you know?
I know we speaking way too far into the future on this one, but what would you tell your son when he's about to become a father? What would be the first thing you tell him? What would be the first thing you would advise of him?
The first thing I would advise him when he becomes a father, I'm gonna advise him something that he probably already knows from being a man at this point, but that this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be one of the most challenging, if not the most challenging thing you're gonna ever have to do, is to like, having a woman and being responsible for her is one thing, but being responsible for children is a whole different ballgame. You feel me? Like, right, with them being, you know, young and not being able to protect themselves to a certain level and being, you know, malleable and all of that, you're gonna have to put in a lot of work, and it's gonna be hard. And it's you know, it's gonna be some long nights, and it's different because you, as much as you want to, you really don't control the outcome. You know, like you really just, you know, got to do the best that you can do as far as raising them, because they're going to be whoever they want to be at the end of the day. You just have to make sure you are laying down your foundations and teaching them as right as you can, because, you know, you can only give them as much as you got. You know what I mean? So just laying that foundation and trying to point them in the right direction is what I would tell him to do. And, you know, not to obviously take it seriously because you're a parent, but don't take it, you know, too seriously in the sense of, you know, you're not enjoying the moment. You're not, you know, living in the moment. You're not present. Being present, I think, is a really big thing when you're a parent, because you can't get lost in, okay, I got to work. I got to make sure we got this. Yeah, I'll be there in a second, or I'll come to the next thing, or this, that, and the other. And because those things are going to happen, but you have to be intentionally present because it's so easy to get lost and, you know, in everyday life.
Okay. So what's the first lesson that you've given your son when he was born?
Now, just to, like, honestly, my son is he's real. I don't know if mannish is the right word. He's real, like, strong. He's really, you know, he's only 11 months. He's really, like, trying to communicate. You know what I mean? Like, he's really, like, he's really, like, looking in the eyes. Like, he's really, like, he gives that impression already that he's, that he.
Oh, Fred, I think we lost him. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go to break real quick because we totally just lost them. Oh snap. Okay. That's not good. Okay, so what's gonna happen is we're gonna take a break while we try to get him back. Oh wait, hold on, never mind. He's right here. Woo! Crisis averted. Crisis averted. Okay. $5 says his phone died. Anybody want to take a poll on that?
Hello.
Okay. Okay. I almost started a poll just now. I was gonna say $5 says his phone died.
No, it didn't. I got pretty good battery. I got a phone call, and I think I pressed the wrong button. It's no problem.
Okay. All right. Happens to the best of us, right?
Yeah. But I was saying, yeah, he's very aware already. But I mean, I'm just, just regular conversation at this point. You're gonna do great things. I'm trying not to hit them too early with the manosphere content. I'm trying to trying to baby step our way into that. But just about being a man and being solid, being loyal, being respectful and respected, and doing the work is what I'm really gonna instill in him. Like, I'm a big proponent at doing the work and just never giving up. I'm really gonna instill to take action. That's probably one of my biggest lessons to him is don't hesitate, don't procrastinate, don't be lazy. Do the work, get out there. If you have an idea, you need to be making sure by the end of that week the idea is out there, and you can see if you really want to run with it or not. Because that's going, that's what hinders us so much from our potential is, being scared, being fearful of, fulfilling it. So I want him to get out what they say, fail fast. Do whatever you want to do as far as business. Get a sense of it so what you want to do later on. Because I think we wait too long, get too complacent, too early, too lazy. We procrastinate on things. I'll do it, another day. You gotta take action and take action early. That's gonna put you ahead of the game.
Okay, so before we wrap this up, I want to know one more. I want you to tell everybody what would you give advice to the young men who are entering the dating world, or if they haven't already.
Oh man, is to really be aware. Be aware of man and women dynamics, how things work, how your nature and their nature. Definitely to follow, to find your purpose and follow that. And to be intentional with what you're doing. And man, really just to be, man, I can't, just to be aware is a lot, to be aware of how things work and how, situations can benefit you or hurt you is a big thing. Just the knowledge, red pill knowledge in itself is such a big, can be a really big help for those who are genuine in their pursuit for the opposite mate. If you get what I'm saying, like if you're really trying to be serious about having a relationship, building a family, then that knowledge can help you so much, because without it, you can make a lot of the mistakes that can harm you long term. Getting in relationships too early, committing too early, being naive to certain situations and not being able to recognize red flags and stuff like that. Big thing, knowing your value, knowing your value as a man, I think is probably at the top of the list. Your purpose and your value, because a lot of our men and young boys don't understand how they work into the world because we're so disposable. You feel me? Like we really get like it's a mind fuck almost. You feel me? Because we're treated so disposably, and men aren't loved unconditionally. You're typically loved under the condition that you're providing something. So it's really hard for us to see the value in ourselves and to be able to walk in that power of knowing that I'm not valueless just because I don't have XYZ. You feel me? I know as a man I have to build a certain amount of value, but knowing that I'm not valueless, you feel me, to a certain extent, and that even when I get that value that I'm seeking for, that I have to know how to use it. You feel me? And in the proper context, because a lot of people get value and get used because they still aren't aware of that they have the value that they have. I feel like that's a big problem in our in the man community is that. And man, do the work. Don't be lazy. You know, don't procrastinate. Take action. You know, that's taking action puts you above like the 99% of people. You feel me? Because most people are lazy, gonna put it off till tomorrow. So just doing it is a big key. I think that's why Nike's so big. That was genius. Just do it. These niggas is geniuses.
Geniuses. So we're gonna wrap it up from here. I want to give a special shout out to my moderators, Rel and Black Angel TV, because you know they did show up early. One of them had to go and do some other stuff. I wanted to give a big thank you to everybody who showed up, threw some likes, engaged with us, talked with us, and I want to give an even special shout out to my guest, DeMarco Csea. Remember, I'm gonna leave all that information for you in the description, as well as in the name of the video. Again, thank you for showing up. And we definitely gotta do a part 2 to this because there's more to talk about.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Everybody have a great Sunday. Happy Father's Day, my brother.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you too, sir. All the fathers out there.
Right. And as I always say, kindness is free and I'm cheap as fuck. Y'all have a great rest of your day. We out.
Peace.
Big motherfucking Osama, nigga. Yeah. Trap nigga, I be smoking rapper weed. Yeah, I ran up on a plug, niggas can't come after me. Got some bad bitch that working stripping niggas. Real trap nigga, I be smoking rapper weed. Yeah, I ran up on a plug, niggas can't come after me. Got some that working stripping, they gon' try to me. I don't wanna hear your song, pussy, please don't rap to me. Niggas can't get down to me. I was down bad on my ticket, now watch niggas laugh at me. I be smoking on your big dog and this shit be gas to me. Got your baby mama in the room, she shaking ass for me. She gon' go get gas for me, she gon' bounce that ass for me. Got some little niggas that want some blood and they gon' kill for me.
Hey, Lunch, your mom asked if you wanted to go to a barbecue today? Okay, you heard to get dressed so your mom can take you, all right?
Niggas can't come after me. Got some bad bitch that work and stripping, they gon' trap for me. I don't wanna hear your songs, pussy, please don't rap.